Okay, everyone, thank you for joining us today. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Molly Stenberg, and I'm with the Montana Team Nutrition Program, and we're pleased to have you join us today for our Wednesday webinar, A New Food Service Director Roadmap. I'm pleased to introduce my coworker, Gretchen Groves, is also presenting today. And she really looks forward to meeting all of you. She started with us in December, and schools closed down in mid-March, and we did not have summer conference. So Gretchen is really looking forward to getting out into the schools and meeting all of you in person. So she's been a great addition to our team, and I know you've seen her name on different things. So Erin Turner is our hostess school nutrition program specialist today. And I see we also have some staff from school nutrition programs in the chat or in the participant list. So there's lots of specialists and experts on today. Feel free to ask some questions as we go along. I do want to credit a USDA team nutrition grant for supporting the development of these new resources and this webinar. Please do sign into the chat box with your name, school name, and email so that we know you're here today. And the recording of this webinar and the slides and any resources will be posted to the Wednesday webinar Google Drive that is accessible to all of us. So I'd like to ask you to please stay muted unless you want to ask a question. And if you want to ask a question in person, feel free to unmute yourself and ask it, or you're more than welcome to use a chat box to ask a question as we go along. Okay, we have 3 objectives today, and that we're hoping when you leave here, you'll feel inspired in the purpose of your job and the work that you do. We have some guest speakers that are really going to bring that point to light for us. And then also understand how to utilize professional development to help enhance your credentials, generate respect in your school and community, and to achieve excellence in your role. And then we have 2 new resources that we're really excited to introduce to you: a school nutrition program's professional development handbook. And I would like to credit Kansas Department of Education, the state of Kansas, helped provide the format for this resource. And then we also developed some sample job description templates for school food service directors that you can download and modify to fit your needs. So again, all of the webinar resources will be available in this Google Drive. And let's go ahead and jump right in with our first speaker of the day is Patricia Laughlin. She is one of our excellent school food service peer educators. She's the director at Hardin Public Schools, and she's going to share some information with us today related to School Nutrition Association and the Montana School Nutrition Association. So let me pull up Patricia's slides here. And she'll go ahead and go through these, and I will do the advancing for you. So please welcome to Patrice, and thank you, Patrice, for being with us today.
Thank you, Molly. Hello, everyone. Happy to have you on the webinar today. I'm going to torment you with my frog voice for about 10 minutes, so bear with me. I have some information for you from the Montana School Nutrition Association. And as Molly mentioned, I'm the Director of School Nutrition in Hardin. I'm also the Mtsna Awards and Professional Development Chair. And my contact information is on the first slide there if you need to reach me. Next slide, Molly. So some of the membership perks for Mtsna are, the first is training and credentials. So basically, the more education and training you have, the more people will take you seriously and respect what you are doing. Then if someone questions your skills, you can respond to them by saying, I'm a highly trained school nutrition professional. We also offer support for all kinds of other issues. So if you're having trouble communicating with your board or your superintendent or someone else in your district, we want you not to feel like you are alone in your efforts, and we're here to support you. There's many, many years of experience in the state with school nutrition, and anyone on the MTSNA board would be really happy to give you a hand or even offer advice for those issues. MTSNA also has 6 annual school nutrition awards recognizing our school lunch heroes, and this is in addition to what you might see with OPI, Team Nutrition, No Kid Hungry, or some of the other agencies. And then really camaraderie and empowerment and lifelong friends is really important part of our structure at MTSNA. So meeting friends helps us feel like we're an important part of the school system and not just a cafeteria worker. And personally, some of my very best friends are those that I've met at the MTSNA conference. Molly and Katie and all the other MTSNA members are really good examples of this. Next slide, please. So the membership costs might seem like a lot, but really they're worth every penny. The School Nutrition Association membership dues are between $36 and $130 depending on your membership category. We'll go into that a little bit more at the end of the presentation. Then the Montana School Nutrition Association dues are $5. Next slide, Molly, please. So for new directors, the executive board consists of 12 of the most experienced directors in the state. And so this diverse group of individuals from all areas of the state lend ongoing support and expertise to our members. Many of the board members are also Team Nutrition peer mentors who, under non-COVID circumstances, are able to visit your school and offer support in person. And so we're not doing that exactly right now, but hopefully COVID will subside and we get back to coming out to your schools and making visits and helping you to strategize or solve problems. The contact information and the duties for the board members is on the MTSNA website. It's under the More tab and then under Executive Board. And then your level of participation in MTSNA is totally a personal choice, how involved you would like to be. The membership categories are school nutrition employee, student, retired, manager, director, and so forth. The more involved you are, the more you'll benefit from the products and services that MTNSA has to offer. And we progressively seek ambitious individuals to serve on the board. And so if you think that might be something you're interested in, you could contact me or of course one of the other board members, because we do have openings from time to time and we welcome your participation. The National School Nutrition Association has a certificate program that aligns with the USDA standards. And that means that all of the education CEUs also apply to the USDA's professional standards requirements. So the level 1 SNA certificate in school nutrition requires 2 classes. The first is an 8-hour Nutrition 101 course from the Institute of Child Nutrition. 1 college credit in nutrition also fulfills this requirement. We'll touch on this course again in a few minutes, but the second course is an 8-hour course in safety and sanitation. We usually use Serve Safe Manager, but there's other accredited courses that you can take online that would fulfill that requirement. So to become certified in school nutrition under level 1, you'd have to take these 2 courses. They're also offered at the annual conference in June. Hopefully we'll have that this year. You can take them online, or the Serve Safe courses are offered from the extension offices, or some of the US Foods, Cisco might have a course that might be available to you also. Excuse me. If you have certificates in these two courses, they must not date back further than 5 years prior to your application. So Nutrition 101 is offered by the Institute of Child Nutrition. Team Nutrition is planning a virtual Nutrition 101 course in conjunction with ICN. So if you just please take a moment and vote in the chat box for which version best suits your needs. We are looking at 3 different options. The first would be 4 2-hour classes. The second is 2 4-hour classes. And the third is 1 8-hour class. So if you could just drop your vote in the chat box there, we'd have a feel for which class suits our needs the best for the state. We're working on producing this. Team Nutrition is working on this. I'm not personally doing the work, but Molly and Katie are doing the planning on this. So your input is really valuable on this option.
So Patrice, just so that everyone knows, this would be for 2-hour online classes.
Yes, that's correct.
4-hour online classes.
Yes, they're all online. That's correct. It's just hard for some of us to get away from work early enough to do a 4-hour class in the afternoon. Sometimes we're worn out and tired, and so for those people, a 2-hour class might work better, but we're just seeking some input as we move forward with the planning stages for this class. So if everyone's voted, we can move. If everyone's voted now, we can move on. Molly.
They are really voting. Thank you, you guys, for letting us know your preference.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you.
Okay.
So the SNA certification goes beyond level 1. So there's also levels 2, 3, and 4. And so the criteria for those levels are on the schoolnutrition.org website under certificates and credentialing. And any executive board member would be happy to help you with the memberships or guidance with the certification, or help you to understand what the certification means, how important it is. And then of course, we also work closely with OPI, Team Nutrition, No Kid Hungry, and all the other stakeholders in school nutrition. So the most important part of MTSNA, the School Nutrition Association, is that we're here for you. You're not alone in your efforts. And sometimes it feels like you are, but really you're not. There's hundreds of school nutrition employees in the state, and most all of them are happy and willing to assist you. And so some of the things you come across, if you're new to your job and you don't know where to start, you could reach out to a board member, reach out to any member. Anyone will be willing to help you. If you don't know how to place your orders, you need help with the presentation, or you're having trouble dealing with your superintendent. Maybe you have a 30-year employee that does not want to change to what you want them to do. Maybe you have somebody that's been baking the same for 30 years, and when you ask her to do something different, she declines. Something like that. There's people there to help you with these issues. And so we're just letting you know, I guess, that we're here for you and you're not alone. More than anything, it's about recognizing that you're just not another cafeteria worker. You're a highly trained professional who provides thousands of meals to hungry children. And as a silent soldier, you may forfeit all you have, sometimes with little or no recognition for your efforts. And so we understand that. We're here to help you with that. We want you to feel important and part of the school system. And that is one of the most critical points of SNA, at least in my experience. So, altogether, Montana school nutrition members have hundreds of years of combined experience. SNA is not just another organization to join. It's, in a nutshell, about education and training and support, recognition and empowerment, finding new friends. Maybe you meet someone who shares your ambitions and understands your trials and tribulations. Sorry, I didn't say next slide on that one, Molly. So,
okay.
So how to get started, you can reach out to me or any executive board member, any SNA member, you can go on the website, check it out. It's under mtsna.org. You're not sure your district will fund your membership? Let's find out. We'll help you with that. We have scholarships available to attend conference or to pursue ongoing education. And so those are great ways to get started if you're not familiar with what you need to do in your department. You're not alone. MTSNA is here to help you. So just give us a call, send an email, however we can help you. We are here to provide assistance for you. So the membership applications are available online under mtsna.org, and just click on the membership tab. We also have them attached to this presentation, and so you'll see that attachment. And then just complete and submit the membership application. Some districts will pay for them and some districts won't. And so I can't speak to that, but certainly if you need help, we're sure happy to give you a hand with that. And then the National School Nutrition Association website is schoolnutrition.org. And there you will find the certificate in school nutrition program, the level 1, level 2, 3, and 4, like we talked about. It's under certificate and credentialing. And then you can just download the guide and read the guide. It will give you a lot more information on that program. That's a certification in school nutrition. So thanks for joining us. And now I'm just going to open it up, Molly, to whatever questions people might have.
Okay, does anybody have questions for Patrice? I was just going to pull up if anybody, while somebody's asking questions, the application itself for Montana SNA, I'll make sure we put that in the Google Drive. And also, Katie thought we could put that certification handbook in it as well. So those will be in the Google Drive for you. And can you guys see my screen right now with this application?
Molly.
Sorry, Gretchen, was that yes or no?
No, sorry.
Okay. Okay, here it is right here. It might be a little small. This is just a simple one-page application. And if you have any questions about the application, you can sure contact Patrice for any questions about that. I just want to say that these men and women that are in Montana SNA are like the salt of the earth. And when they talk about having lifelong friends, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like I've raised my babies with these people, and they're always saying, how are your kids? Or how's your family? And they're so supportive. And it really is one of the best ways to learn, to be really skilled at your job, and to be really supported in doing that. They're just great. Any questions in the chat box for Patrice?
This is Katie. I don't see any questions yet, but I do want to also I don't know about you guys, but I love the monthly magazine that comes as part of the SNA membership. It's worth the membership, I feel like, dues and alone, just because there's a lot of good recipes. Like this month's has recipes all on USDA foods. It had information on how to promote your meals. So the magazine is a really good way to, another benefit, I feel like, of the membership.
Here's the magazine Katie's talking about. Can you see it?
Can you see it in Tammy's screen?
And Renata's.
Good job, girls. Do most of you that are on, are you already a member of Montana SNA, and does your school pay for your membership?
My school pays for mine.
Arden pays for mine.
Renata, yes, good. Okay. Patrice might be stepping away now to leave work and head home for the day. So if anybody has a question for Patrice, go ahead and unmute or put it in the chat. And then we'll keep moving on with this PowerPoint presentation. If I can get it pulled up, I'm really struggling with this today.
And it looks like from the chat box, some schools do pay for membership, some don't. So I think even just asking it for it, and if you can get a magazine from somebody to show your boss the ideas you might get from it might help too. Oh yeah, Rochelle Davies from OPI School Nutrition points out the good benefit of the webinars too that are offered. And this year a lot of them were free. So that's great way to get continuing education.
Thanks, Rochelle.
And Katie, another good reason to become a member is if you go to the conference in the summer, you pay less if you're a member. So if the school's paying for you to go to the conference, they might as well pay for you to become a member, because in the long run, it will cost them less.
That's a good selling point.
Yes, it is.
Plus, I always tell, I'm sort of a stickler, most of us at Team Nutrition and School Nutrition, I guess, are dietitians. And I always feel like, you don't have to be a member of our professional organization either. It's called Montana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. But I always tell people that if you don't invest in your own profession, who else is going to? So I feel like, you sort of have to walk the talk.
All right, I'll turn it over now to Gretchen. She'll cover a few, keep us going here.
Okay. I'm just trying to go back one, but it won't let me. Oh, there we go. So Patrice really, I think, did a great job explaining this, which is while professional development is a requirement, it's also just a huge opportunity to connect and build meaning in your career. Beyond just the requirements, it really is a chance for you to, like I said, build more meaning in the work that you do, which is already incredibly meaningful. Professional development opportunities from across the state. So here I have a picture of Cook Fresh from 2018, and then this is the Cook Fresh 2020 that we did this year. And even though we had to do it virtually, we still found a way to connect with each other and to build that community. And I guess I can speak for me personally. With everything that's going on right now, I really cherish those times to kind of connect with other people and to kind of get a sense that we are a greater community, especially since we are spread out so widely across the state. And it's just a wonderful time to meet people and get to know each other. It's also an opportunity to challenge yourself and develop new skills, even though maybe it seems like it's more work up front to do professional development, like jumping on these webinars. We hope that you're getting something out of it that is helping you achieve the things you want to achieve. And then when you get to that point where you've done something new or kind of created a new initiative or started a new program at your school or even just tried a new recipe, the sense of achievement you get is pretty meaningful. And I think that really contributes to your sense of purpose with your job and everyone's job. And then it's also practically just a way for you to get resources. Not every part of every person's job is their favorite. Maybe you don't like some parts of paperwork, or there's other parts of your job that you're not as much of a fan of. But if you can get resources and tools from professional development that help make those things more efficient and easier so you don't have to spend so much time working on them, that frees you up to basically spend more time on other parts of your job that you enjoy, like cooking more, getting to interact with the kids more. So these are all kind of why I like to think of professional development as an investment in yourself and in your profession. But I guess I would rather also have you hear that from people who are really doing amazing work. So we're going to introduce our two guest speakers. I think I'm going to give it over to Molly to introduce our first one.
Okay, so it's my pleasure to introduce Tammy Wong from Ennis School. And she's the one under the purple arrow. If you don't know Tammy, she's highlighted here with the arrow in the picture. And I do want to give a shout out to the gentleman that's right beside her in the green shirt. That is their principal, Brian Hilton. I grew up with Brian Hilton, and he is awesome in what he does for kids and communities. And he's really been a long-standing partner for school nutrition programs with Tammy. And so Katie is Tammy's number one girl assist, and she's on the bottom left. And she wrote this excellent article that I have highlighted on the right-hand side of the screen. It came out in the Montana SNA newsletter, and it was so inspiring. So back to Tammy, she's one of our school food service peer educators, and throughout the years, she's known for her exceptionally delicious food, for making mealtimes fun, and making her lunchroom the cool place to be, which we know is not an easy thing to do, but also for making her students feel loved and appreciated. So Tammy's going to share what gives her meaning in her job. Take it away,
Thanks,
Tammy.
Molly. So the other guy standing there is our superintendent. So I have to say I'm very blessed. I have an amazing administration. This year they have come and washed tables, put tables up, helped serve. They have gone above and beyond. Because as we know, this year completely bites. It's not a fun year. If this is your first or second year, don't judge this by how your profession's going to go, because this is a really fun job, and it's very rewarding to be able to feed kids. I've been here since 2001, and I have to say, I really encourage everybody to go to the conferences in the summer. Hopefully we can have it next year. The first year I was head cook, the gals just embraced me and helped me become, I would not be who I am today without the gals that helped me. So that's why I also joined the board. So I have been on the Montana School Board, I don't know how many years now, 5 or 6 maybe. I am the president-elect, I am the legislative co-chair, and I am the scholarship chair. I don't know how I got so many titles all of a sudden. We like to do a lot at our school. It is a very rewarding thing to see our kids and to feed these kids that you know need it. And I know we're not supposed to touch, but sometimes if a little kid needs a hug, they need a hug, and you can tell it. And it's just rewarding, especially in this day and age. We need to make sure we're taking care of our future and feeding our kids and giving them the love and the nutrition, because we're not just feeding kids, we are showing them love. We're the first people they see. They get smiles from us. They kind of have to see it through our eyes now. But we are here for the kids. And as being a member, it is a great thing to be a member, because you make lifelong friends, and you can call them up when you've had a really bad day, and they totally get it. And then you feel better. I feel better when you can just get all your complaining done, and then it's done, and you go to school the next day with a clean slate, and the day's better. So it is very important, like if you have a little kid that you know needs a little extra food, we just kind of sneak a little on his tray, because we know we all have those kids that don't get fed at home as much. Not that it's always the parents' fault, life is life. So we just take care of all of our kids, and this year we've added a bunch of extra things for our high school to try to keep them happy, and it's been a pain for us, but the kids are loving it. So we're a small school, but they have 7 options in junior high and high school to encourage them to eat a healthy lunch and come see us and make their lives normal again, because nothing's normal right now. And I believe that we're here to make a difference in all these kids' lives, and we each have a path in life to take. And mine, I think, is to help kids and to make a difference. If we just make a difference in one kid's life every day, how amazing are we? If we can just make a kid feel good about themselves. And that's my life goal, is just to make a kid feel good. And I think that's it. I've had a lot of people calling me or texting me, asking questions about how we're serving or for recipes. And I love it. I'm helping everybody that I can. And if you ask and I forget, make sure you call or email me again, because I've right now we're down to, I have a crew of 4, including me, and right now I have a crew of 2, including me. So Katie and I are like working 10.5-hour days, and my mind is just shot. I'm over 50. I've lost a lot of brain cells lately. I don't know. It's pretty bad. But does anybody have any questions or any concerns they have? Did you want me to talk about anything else, Molly?
No, Tammy, that was perfect. Thank you. Thank you for inspiring us.
I'm really happy we're hiring somebody right now, so that's good. And I had one quit 2 days before school, and I have one in quarantine. And it's been a fun couple months, but this will make us appreciate next year even more.
Yes, it will. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
I am going to put Katie's article that's in that yellow square with the cute little pig on it in the handouts and resources for this webinar. So it wasn't my intent that we look at the little tiny text, but I do want to share it with you afterwards with the resources. So I will do that.
And that comes in the newsletter. So if you are a Montana School Nutrition member, you get that newsletter. That's part of the benefit of being it. We're really pushing it. So we're really trying to get members. There's going to be a contest. There's a contest now, or else it just ended. And there's another one starting. And wouldn't it be great if Montana won this contest and we kick all the other states' heinies?
Yes, it would. Okay. Tammy, you have a nice thank you note in the chat box. I want to make sure you see that from
Thank you.
Shelley.
Thanks, Shelley.
It's my pleasure to introduce Renata Nichols.
Yay.
She's right down the road from Tammy. And I know Tammy really mentored Renata when she first got started. So Renata is a food service director at Alder School. And as you can tell, she is known for her contagious zest for school meals, from scratch cooking, willingness to try new things, and doing the best for her school and community. So I'll turn it over to Renata. While she's speaking, you can be appreciating these little thank you notes she's been receiving from her students across the years. One is a Valentine, and the other is just a little handwritten note. So go ahead and take it away, Renata. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you so much for taking your time and be here at that webinar. I see since we started, we only lost 2. So one is Patrice, so somebody else had to run off, I guess. So I'm currently the Vice President of the Montana School Nutrition Association, and I'm the School Nutrition Foundation Ambassador. There is even more really huge money available from the foundation. So just check with me if you need a lot of money to go to school or something. It has to be for food. So if you want to become a horseshoer, not working. So Molly gave me a couple pointers that I could talk about. So totally used it, Molly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What gives me meaning in my job? You all know the phrase, knowledge is power. I call it knowledge is passion. The more you know, the easier it works. The better you feel about what you're doing, the easier it rolls. So the Montana School Nutrition Association is a huge part to give you that knowledge. With webinars, with the magazine that comes out, with all the members that are there for you and for everybody, it's pretty important. It's pretty cool thing. And even if you have to pay for it yourself, you should totally try to be a member. It so helps. And just reach out, always ask your fellow food service directors, cooks, whoever is in the school kitchen. I even used to stick my noses in a restaurant kitchen, and you see something that's interesting, you talk to them, you know, just be curious about it and be passionate about it. Even if you don't feel like it, pretend and it will come. So how to foster connections with your community. I'm in the middle of the cow pasture here, so my connection is with some cows. I see them from here. We do not really do much over the internet. Seems like our people are not really reading it. If I send out newsletters to my parents, nah, they didn't see it. So what I send home with the kiddos is the menu every month, and I put notes on that for parents. Call me if you have anything. My number is there. And the biggest thing is just to interact with the kids, even now, you know, with a little social distancing. Interact with them, you know, walk in the classroom with your mask, ask them, how was lunch? Did you guys get enough? How was it? And sometimes you get like, oh, that was awesome, or oh, I did not like that. And just flow, just go with it. And sometimes I send recipes home, and only if they ask for, not if they don't ask for. But that's kind of how I reach out to the community. It's all through the kiddos. When I go grocery shopping, somebody asks me, how you doing? I'm like, oh, our school is in. I don't tell them about my private life. My life is here at the school. So I talk all about the kiddos, what they are doing and what they're eating. And so it's all about my kids wherever I'm going. And that is my interaction with the community. So feeling of purpose, that is a huge one. And Patrice, she's awesome. She touched on that. You know, just, I'm gonna steal this now. Just because we put on a hairnet, we are not losing IQ points. But a lot of people, I think, feel like that. Not we who put it on, people who look at us, you know, they think like, oh, kitchen crew, or, you know, yeah, she just works in the kitchen. She's just a cook. We do quite a bit more than being just a cook, because the time where you could have somebody's grandma run over to the school, whoop something up and feed the kids, these times are gone. There's a little bit more to that whole operation, feeding kids in a school. So I think it's super important to always keep your board, your teachers, your superintendent informed. Not everybody is in a lucky position like Tammy, who have superintendents and teachers helping in the kitchen. A lot of our schools hardly ever get to see teachers or superintendents, maybe just to eat or complain about the food and then they're out. So keep them informed, especially the board. Don't forget your board. Your board members are running your school. So if you cannot attend board meetings, try to make a point to make a note or just a little write-up, what's going on in your kitchen, maybe some concern, maybe some good news, whatever is important to you. And talk to your clerk so that you always have a little slot in the board meeting agenda for you, for your kitchen. It's huge. Just because we are in the thick of it and we are like, everything is about our crazy kitchen, nobody else knows that. How would they know? So try to make sure and keep them updated. Then drive to whatever is needed for your kiddos. When I started in 2014, coming from a nursing home kitchen, I had Tammy, who helped me start. See, another Montana School Nutrition Association member. And then Molly was the one who's like, you know, don't worry, you kind of got some of the kitchen stuff down. Just feed the kids. And out of this help from Tammy, out of Molly, right now where the times are a little tricky and a little challenging for most of us, I came up with sometimes a little less with a lot of love is more. Don't try to feed your kiddos 10 different kind of fruits and vegetables, because we just, right now, we just can't do it. You cannot pack up everything and have it spread out and in time already. And just make maybe a little less with lots of love, and the kiddos will be happy. So what else? Why do Montana food service directors stay fairly long in their job? So I was like, Molly, we are in Montana. There's not very many jobs. So if you have a job in a kitchen where it's warm and dry, you might as well keep it. I used to chase cows. I was a cow puncher for quite a while. And man, sometimes now when the snow flies and everything, and I'm like, ooh, I'm sure glad I can go in my warm kitchen. Don't have to chase my horse down and saddle a cold horse getting bucked off and chasing cows. So yeah, I really think probably there is one reason. There is not as many jobs in Montana. So if you have a decent job, keep it. And our payment, I know, again, Montana, we don't get paid that much, but our payment in school nutrition is a kid's smile. If I have a bad day and these little kiddos come running and give me a hug, I will not refuse it, not now, not ever, because in my mind, my face is 6 feet away from that little kid's face. I'm pretty tall. So I think the longer you stay, grow, learn, the more comfortable you are. So just always keep growing. Don't set your goals high. Don't set any goals at all because they are always too high and you can't reach them. Just keep growing. Never stop growing. And the goals will just hit you. So if there is anything else I can ever do for any of you, feel free to contact me by email, phone call, whatever. I'm here for you guys.
Thank you, Renata. Does anybody have questions for Renata and how she really stays inspired and impassioned in her job? If you do, put them in the chat box. And Renata, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your great ideas. I love the suggestion to stay connected regularly with your school board. Okay, we had Dave Thomas, School Food Service Director from Darby School District, lined up to speak with us today, and he had to leave work early today. So we'll get him on a webinar with us in the future. He also has great information to share. And this is one of his beautiful meals he's just putting out recently in his grab and go system. Okay, so just quickly, what was the purpose, or why do we want to develop some resources to help support new managers? Is that really, there is a ton of things to know as a new manager. So our hope with these resources, it will help you really develop context or help develop purpose for your position and to share that purpose with the school and community. And to also know that there are so many existing resources and training out there to help you meet your goals. You can use these resources to identify the many resources available, help you understand the professional development requirements as a school food service director, and then really try to inspire you to think about working towards developing a training plan for yourself, but also for your staff that are working under you. So Gretchen will introduce you to the Professional Development Handbook, is the new resource we've developed. Do I need to stop sharing my screen, Gretchen, so you can start sharing yours?
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to pretty quickly show you some new resources, where to find them. We do have the OPI School Nutrition Professional Standards and Training page, which is a great resource to check out. It has the education calendar. It has this Google Drive folder that has all of the resources from these webinars and just many other things. But for the professional development handbook we developed, that is on the Montana Team Nutrition professional development website. So this is our website page. And if you click on this professional development, it has, again, that training schedule. It has a link to past webinars. So this is something you could do. We have so many from previous years that you can go back and watch. And then here is the professional development handbook and the job description templates that Molly will cover. So to access the handbook, you basically click here and then you can download it. And so we're not going to go through this whole handbook now because we don't have time, but basically what we tried to do is compile everything you would need to know for your position for professional standards in one place. So we have a table of contents here that kind of gives you an overview of everything that's in this handbook, and you can click on each one to go directly to it. So that's helpful. So if you're looking for something specific, like you just want to know about the safe food handling and certified food protection manager resources, you can just click right there and it'll take you right to that section of the handbook to read. This handbook, like Molly mentioned, was developed kind of with the permission and inspiration from Kansas because they have a really excellent handbook. It goes over what the USDA professional standards are for all school nutrition program staff. So if you're new to your position, or if maybe you're looking in the future to kind of work in a food service director position, this is where you could find information about what the USDA requires for these professional standards. The specific hours for each position are listed here, and this is a resource that OPI School Nutrition developed. It basically tells you how many training hours you need annually based on your position. And each one is slightly different depending on your role and how many hours a week you work. It talks about too how remember to count any teachable moments if that counts towards your professional standards training. Something like this webinar certainly counts towards your professional standards training. Some of you probably have quite a few hours this year from all the webinars and all the trainings you've done. So it's pretty easy, I think, to get those hours if you know where to look. And it also talks about what is all the categories within the topics, basically. There's a link to MAPS here because MAPS, the Montana Application Payment Systems, I hope I got that acronym right. There is a tool that Caroline Olson developed that helps you, it's an Excel spreadsheet that can help you track your hours too. And then there's also certificates in there. These are the hiring standards, which I'm not going to go over in depth right now. That's a good question if you have questions on this to contact OPI. This is a section that basically covers, as I think it was Renata said, many of you do a lot more than what most people think you do. This goes over basically the eight key functional areas that have been identified by the Institute of Child Nutrition that are within the roles and the scope of practice of a food service director. Obviously, there's quite a bit in there. We put this information in to basically help you kind of assess where you're at with your own skills and what you might want to keep working on in the future. And if you're kind of looking to create a training plan for yourself, maybe not this year when things are as crazy as they are, but maybe the next year, there's some kind of ideas of to help you guide your own training plan and understand how important the mission and values are of school nutrition programs within this profession, which is always remembering who we are and who we serve, who are our customers, which is of course kids and parents and families. Really briefly, this is basically a list of all of the different kinds of opportunities that are available in the state, either through OPI school nutrition programs, which again, if you have any questions or concerns, you can always call and ask, or you can consult the list. This does have a lot of links in it because, you know, we developed this in the year of COVID, which is when many things got canceled or changed format from what they normally were. So you might always want to just click on these links to get the most updated version of whatever it is going on. For example, the fall workshops that school nutrition OPI usually puts on were not held in person this year. They were held virtually. So information like that is kind of always good to double check. One thing that many of you might not know about is we have a local school wellness policy course that is a free self-paced course that was developed by OPI school nutrition specialists. And it's a really great class you can take on your own time that's, again, free. So if you're looking for hours, that's a great one. And then, of course, Montana Team Nutrition. If you're interested in professional development in any of these areas, from smarter lunchrooms to farm to school, to HACCP, to connecting with those peer educators. All of that information is in here as well. We have our Cook Fresh classes and our Cook Fresh Leadership Institute, school wellness trainings, etc. And then information about SNA and MTSNA. I'm going quickly because I think we already covered some of this. And then the Safe Food Handling and Certified Food Protection Manager. If you're wondering how to meet those requirements, this is basically a link to all of the classes that the Department of Health and Human Services has approved to meet the Food Protection Manager requirement of the food code. And then lastly, there's some national resources that if you've exhausted all of your local ones and you're still looking for more, or if you're looking for something different that you can't find, these are also really good places to check. So we hope that this is a resource that will be helpful for you to kind of just understand all of the professional development opportunities that are available in our state. I'm going to turn it back over to Molly to go over job descriptions.
Thank you, Gretchen. It is a great resource with a ton of information in it. So when you have time to look at it, please do check it out. Okay, so I'm going to share with you, if you can see this Google screen, the new job descriptions that we recently created with the help of Montana schools. Several Montana schools shared theirs, which was really helpful to us. So on the Team Nutrition Professional Development page, you'll find the job description templates right underneath the handbook. And we hope that these can really be used by schools to modify them to meet their needs when they are looking to hire. Or if you are looking to retire, you could use this as a way to start documenting all of the essential duties and things you do on a daily basis. So the intent of these is that you could download them in either a Word or a PDF format. And there's some sample language included in each of them that would help you really emphasize things that might be important to you, like farm to school, or from scratch cooking, or creating a pleasant, comfortable cafeteria. Different sentences or descriptions that you could pop in there so that when your school district is hiring, they'll know that these things are important to you and are an essential part of the job. So we'll be sharing these with clerks throughout the state. And again, we're just hoping that they'll really be a useful tool for you. They're divided into 3 different sizes. The small school district is appropriate for schools with under 2,500 students. A medium school district for larger, 2,500 to just under 10,000. And then our large school district for over 10,000. But far and above the most common size of schools in Montana is the small school district. So that's the one that may be used the most. So we're happy to share those with you. And then just wrapping up, I know we've talked a lot about what professional development, how you can use it, or what these resources can be used for, but I'd like you to just draw your eye to the blue text on the bottom, is to really think. We want you guys to feel confident and passionate about that you truly are the nutrition professionals in your school. So like Renata said, you're not just the lunch lady or lunch man, you're the nutrition professional. So really use some of these resources and the education that you get to really advocate for your role. Now more than ever, we know how essential you are in a school and in a community. So it's a perfect time to really advocate for what you do. and be proud of the hard work that you're doing. And with that, do we have any questions before we end? You could put them in the chat or unmute yourself. We're so proud of the work that you do, and we really love the opportunity to work with you.
Molly, there was just one question, and it might be more for Renata. It's more about if anyone knows, like, let's say there was a food service director that had membership at the school this year, and maybe they had to leave or they left their position half year. Does that membership stay with the school, or does a new person, the new director, have to get a new membership?
As far as I know, a new person has to get a new membership. So you have to fill out the application for the new person.
Thank you, Renata, for that clarification. I know that's how it is with other organizations, but.
Yeah, because every member has its own membership number. So they get a new person, new membership number, and yes.
Great. Any other questions or comments or?
Looks like there's a oh, go ahead, Katie.
Go ahead, Molly. I'll let you take it.
It looks like there's a comment in the chat. It depends on whether or not it is a district-owned membership or a personal membership. So those are good questions. And if you have specific questions like that, please do reach out to a Montana SNA board member or Patrice, and they can answer those for you. Any other questions or comments? Ellen put her phone number in the chat box, so for whoever asked that specific question, please feel free to give her a call.
Molly, this is Katie. Just to take the opportunity, since you guys are on, just to follow up with that Nutrition 101 class. Do you guys, if you have any ideas of when you'd like it, if we did try to offer, let's say, 4 2-hour classes, and we might be able to offer 2 4-hour classes also at another time throughout the school year. So if there's a time, do you think we should do it in January? Should we do it in February, March? If you guys have any months that you think are a good month to offer it, please, and any days of the week, please put it in the chat box.
Good question, Katie.
Thank you for putting your information in the chat, ideas. We will talk to the board of SNA and also OPI School Nutrition and get a plan.
Great. Any other questions? I just want to make sure we leave you with a little dose of humor. We, as a staff, put on the awesome fruit and vegetable costumes and did this for a presentation to USDA not too long ago. So as Renata and Tammy so eloquently showed us, humor is a huge part of our day and makes everybody feel better. So make sure that you're working in some fun in your routine. And then contact information at the bottom, there's a link for the Montana School Food Service Peer Educator Network. And if you are brand new, or just even if you're not, if you're a few years in and you feel like you need some extra support, they are outstanding. So you can contact them directly or contact Team Nutrition, Katie or Gretchen or I, and we can put you in contact with a peer educator. Thank you so much for your time today, everyone.
Did you have a question, Renata?
I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you so much, you guys. And for everybody who is here in the webinar, don't run yourself ragged. Take care of yourself, because if you kind of get sick who is going to feed the kiddos. So make a little less with more love. Smile when you breathe in, makes for happy oxygen, makes for a happy body. Love you all.
Thank you, Renata. It just makes me happy listening to you talk with us. All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Enjoy a little bit of this sunshine.